and it is going to get worse before it gets better. The winds will pick up as well.
Now, amber weather warnings for snow and ice have been issued by the Met Office. They're in place for parts of northern England and North Wales, whilst a mixture of rain and snow warnings will be in place across the UK. Travel disruption is expected, with the Met Office saying it's safer not to drive in the worst affected areas. Let's find out more with meteorologist Clare Nasir. Morning, Claire.
Good morning.
First of all, what does an amber warning actually mean?
It means be prepared. You're going to get some disruption. And in fact, there could be a risk to life if you do take any risks travelling when we have said there's snow. The amber warnings are very small. They're small areas. It's mostly over higher ground of northern Wales, as well as the high ground of the far North Midlands and the far south of northern England. So we're talking sort of southern peaks, Derbyshire Dales, etc.
And how much snow are we likely to get in the worst affected areas?
Okay, so there's lots of warnings out this morning. There's a snow and ice warning across the far north of Scotland. We've got rain warnings in the far south, and in between where that rain's hitting the cold air, that's where it's already turning to snow. Far south of Northern Ireland, we're seeing snow over northern parts of Wales this morning, as well as Peak District. So it's really higher ground, which will be a feature. But even at lower levels, if the rain intensifies, you tend to get some evaporative cooling, and that allows temperatures to fall enough for the rain to turn to snow. So if you are travelling over higher routes today across northern Wales, northern parts of England, as well as Northern Ireland, then please be aware you may run into some problems. The most we're expecting is up to around 10 to 25 centimetres, so over the highest ground. However, the back edge of this is pushing northwards, and that's milder air, so it will slowly turn back to rain, but it will be a slow process, particularly over the higher ground. So that's the feature of the weather through today.
Yeah, and the Met Office warning of ice as well. I suppose as usual, the fear is that it starts as snow, then it becomes ice, and that's when conditions become pretty tricky.
Oh, absolutely. You just don't want to run into problems. I mean, it's not a great day to be driving, whether you're in snow or rain. The rain at the moment currently is across home counties, Midlands, East Anglia, much of the Midlands, whole of Wales, but it's snow towards the north, and just nudging into Northern Ireland now with some snow just developing on the western side. So it is there, it is present, and it is going to get worse before it gets better. The winds will pick up as well.
Yeah, and how long are these conditions likely to last, Claire? Are we looking at a couple of days at least?
Not well. It's an interesting feature, actually. It's marching northwards, which means tomorrow it will be over Scotland. We could still see some residual snow over the highest ground of the Pennines, as well as the Welsh mountains, but the air is transitioning to something milder, and it's just going to turn wet. The weekend's looking a bit, I'm going to say the word naff. I know that's a very 1980s word.
It's a good word.
It pretty much sums it up, really. So tomorrow, if you're in central and southern parts of Scotland, you're going to see some sleet and snow, and always the risk of ice across the far north. And then things do turn milder through the weekend, but low pressure's still in charge.
Isn't a good Scottish word for it dreich? Isn't that the appropriate word? It's dreich weather.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, that is. And they've had a lot of dreich this last 10 weeks, 12 weeks. It's not great. I mean, we're coming into the last few weeks of winter now, meteorological winter. And all we need is a little bit of heat in the atmosphere, a bit of strength in that sun, and hopefully things will turn around a little bit.
Claire, always appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Meteorologist Clare Nasir there.